why does a person stick and choose scrolling on their phone instead?
Somebody is trying to keep you hooked. So, do you want to allow somebody else to rule your life, or whether you want to rule your life? See, the first thing that we have to understand is, why does this anxiety crop up? That compliment will make that person's day, and it will also make your day. Anxiety and stress levels are increasing because people are even forgetting to take the natural light or the natural air that is around.
They'll all go to one fellow's house and they'll start playing these PS5s at a very young age. I don't think that is very healthy for them. Children also.
So if you just do this one small exercise even for 5 minutes, then there will be this course correction that happens very easily.
How does scrolling and how does these quick dopamine fixes that the people do now?
It's robbing you of your health, it's robbing you of your wealth and the time. Using too much of screen time also is like putting your head in the microwave, or using your earpods is like putting your head in the microwave.
Because of all of these radiations, it affects almost every single organ of our body, I feel.
And sometimes it will happen even in the very closest circle. You should remember that you came through your parents, but you belong to the universe. And if it is just going in all this addictions, then you have to put a plug to it, say no to that, and start concentrating on how exactly you want to build your life. And connect with people, because they are real, they are not screens. So making the right connections in your life also is very important. So start getting real. That's all I can tell you.
So, namaste everyone. So, today we have a very special guest on our podcast from Project Unscroll. It's none other than Suchita Ma'am. So, before we get started, I would like Suchita Ma'am to grace the starting of the podcast with a mantra or a chant before starting.
Thank you, Yashas. Let's start this program with Om chanting 3 times. Om. Om. Om.
Yes, ma'am. Shall we start?
Yes.
Ma'am, so before we get into the podcast, can you give a brief explanation of yourself and the field you're in?
Well, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and a mindset coach. For the last 5 years, I have been in this field, and a series of soul calling moments led me to this journey. And so far, I have been able to help more than 400 clients from 13 plus countries. And mainly, I have helped with stress, anxiety, and various other mindset issues. So, this is about me.
Ma'am, so we'll start with the first question. So, since our audience is consisting of young adults who have just gotten into their college or universities, or they have been projected into the early stages of their career, the major problems these people face is the distractions due to either scrolling or social media or from their phones. So, can you shed light on what are the root level issues? Why a person decides to scroll and why he's like addicted to the screens instead of pursuing physical activity or progressing in their career? Why does a person stick and choose scrolling on their phone instead?
There are various reasons. One is the social media platforms itself have a funny way of getting you hooked. They're very smart. They want you to be hooked onto it so that they can sell whatever they can sell on their platforms. So they try to keep audience captivated, and they kind of even send out whatever they're watching, the same things keep popping up into their screens. So the first thing is to realize that, in fact, you're allowing somebody else to rule you than you ruling yourself. So that itself is the first thing that everybody has to realize, that the addiction is coming because somebody is trying to keep you hooked. So do you want to allow somebody else to rule your life, or whether you want to rule your life? So that's the first thing that you have to realize. The second thing is also from observing others, their peers, their parents, or people at home, their relatives. Everybody is scrolling. So
Everyone is scrolling.
yes, everybody is scrolling. So it is also about, okay, what if I miss out on something? The fear of missing out may also pop in. So if I don't do that, maybe I'll not be in tandem with others, or maybe I'll not know enough. So that is another thing. And I think some of the other factors, like during COVID, the people got into the habit of being hooked onto screens, because everything became viral digital at that time, not viral exactly. So
Digital.
the fact that even during that time, I have had clients who have come and told, I have got social anxiety after COVID. They're not able to even interact properly because they're so used to sitting at home. There is inability
And
in strike conversations that is also being there. And another part is also fears. Sometimes it's just the fear of being judged or fear of being different that holds them back, and they kind of get addicted to all of these things and hide even behind, and they hide even the emotional pains by hiding behind the digital platforms that are there. So it's like trying to run away from problems also. So they're choosing all of these, social media platforms to hide or to lose themselves somewhere. So the question that everybody needs to ask is whether should I rule my own life, or should I give it to the hands of somebody else?
someone else. So when you were saying that, it felt very relevant because me myself, after COVID was over, so many people were going out and they used to put their stories on Instagrams, like highlights, as you call it. They
Yeah.
highlight it on their Instagram. I used to go scroll around them and I used to see so much glamour. They were going to this club, they were going to that, they were going to Dubai, London, UK. And I was like, what am I doing? Sitting at home alone, doing nothing. And I really felt that a lot had affected me after lockdown. And it took me at least 3 years to get back to normal conversation with people. I felt after COVID. So can you say the numbing of, like, emotional numbing or social anxiety that has happened to us, how
Mhm.
can a person take steps to get out of it and really get back to normal, or how a person should live?
See, the first thing that we have to understand is, why does this anxiety crop up? It is because you're constantly telling things that are not good for yourself. It may be negative
Okay.
overthinking also, and
Hmm.
getting triggered by, oh, that person's living like this, comparisons. Why am I not able to do this? And even things like, not giving themselves enough time to think, why is this
Thinking
happening?
time.
How should I overcome this? Instead, if you're just going in that constant uh, loop of trying to stand up for somebody else's expectations, or trying to stand up for our own expectations overly, and being unrealistic about our expectations, also leads
Hmm.
to a lot of anxiety. And social anxiety can be overcome by taking small steps. First thing is to start observing things around. How can I connect? So
Hmm.
even just giving a small compliment to somebody, it may be a person who is cleaning, just give a small compliment to that person saying, thank you, you're cleaning this space for us. So that compliment will make that person's day, and it will also make your day. It will help you also to relax, because you're observing, you're connecting. We're all social beings, we need to connect.
Yes, ma'am.
So when we miss out on social connections, also anxiety starts cropping up. More than anything, it is important to reach out for help whenever there is anxiety and pressure. And
Definitely.
start taking small steps. It may be things like just going out in the nature, spending some time in the nature, just absorbing the sunlight. And I have to tell you, anxiety and stress levels are increasing because people are even forgetting to take the natural light or the natural air that is around. Most of the time, they are locked up inside. And in fact, if I have to say, I used to think there were no children around, but then I realized that most of them are doing all their playing inside the house, studying inside the
inside the
house.
house.
So it is earlier in our times, people would play on the road. Now you don't see anybody playing on the road. Okay.
Even my generation, like we used to go out and play for hours in the afternoon, not caring about any damn sunscreen or anything. We used to play, and we were perfectly fine also.
Yeah.
And now I see all these guys, they'll be playing with PS5s near my house. They'll all go to one fellow's house and they'll start playing these PS5s at a very young age. I
Yes.
don't think that is very healthy for them.
Yeah.
Children also.
So it's very important to take those steps to even put a cap on the screen time that you have. It can be set on the mobiles easily. So if you can just start taking those small steps and start asking yourself, where have I progressed in my life? Last 2 months, where was I? Where am I now?
Yeah.
If you have stagnated, then you have to realize that you're getting addicted to so many other things that your life has
Mm.
not progressed. So immediately you have to take measures to correct yourself. And it is also very important to be very brutally honest about who we are and what we are.
Mm.
So the self introspection should be good. Every day, it's important to introspect and correct. So if you just do this one small exercise, even for 5 minutes, then there'll be this course correction that happens very easily. So anxiety also can be overcome by just calming yourself. And that can start with breathing, simple breathing. Where just a simple breathing, close your eyes and just breathe for some time. And tell in your mind that I'm calm. Just tell
That
it.
is also
Yeah.
what I tell the people in my community. Like when they get a very strong urge to scroll, just keep the phone away and just take a deep breath and calm yourself down. And I think that really helps wonders, I
Yes.
feel.
Doing 5 rounds of this will really put you in that calmer state, and it'll also help you to think properly. So, supposing you have not progressed, that means you're also ready to be 5 years down the line, you're ready to be a failure. So, this should be the alarm bell. Am I ready to be a failure 5 years down the line? So, just get into the exercise of future pacing yourself. If at all I'm in the same state of scrolling, putting myself into the anxious state, and if I'm wasting all the time, precious time, then 5 years from now, where will I be? Will I be a failure or will I be a success?
Definitely. My mind, the next tangent would be
Mhm.
how does scrolling and how does these quick dopamine fixes that the people do now, not
Mhm.
let's say even older generations and the younger generations, how does it really affect their mind and their psyche?
One thing that we should realize is whenever we get into such addictions, straight away we are losing our health, time, and wealth
Yes, ma'am.
because it becomes a big robber. It's robbing you of your health, it's robbing you of your wealth and the time. So, health, why do I say? It is because naturally everything is radiation. So you're just hooking on to it also is spoiling your eyes. In fact, I saw some, post on the social media which said, using too much of screen time also is like putting your head in the microwave, or using your earpods is like putting your head in the microwave. And I have even read children losing their nervous controls because they are so hooked on to, addicted to scrolling. So the first thing is the health is robbed. The second thing is your time is also robbed. So it's like daylight robbery. And because you don't have the time, your wealth is also robbed.
Well, there's also gone. Definitely. So because of all of these radiations, it affects almost every single organ of our body, I feel.
Absolutely.
And if you're scrolling, you're not moving around and scrolling. You're probably sitting only and scrolling, I feel. So you'll be sedentary as well,
Yes. So there is,
I think.
it's important to have movement. It is important to have balance in the mind and also take action related to how you want to design your life. So if you just shift your focus from this addiction to how can I be of value to myself as well as others, then there'll be a huge difference in one's life.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so then I would like to ask you, you told about so many things that people start scrolling because of FOMO, social anxiety, and ma'am, do you think down the line it would lead them into depression or something like that? Or what do you have a take on that? What do you think?
Definitely, definitely. See, it's constantly what is it that you're replaying here, right? If you're constantly scrolling the social media, you're always comparing yourself. Oh, that person's better than me. Or you're telling yourself, oh, this is not right. And you're always getting into the mode of wasting your time on so many things which you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So ultimately, when you're not doing what you want to do, slowly your life starts deteriorating and you will start even telling even more negative things about yourself. So
Okay.
getting into negative looping thoughts also becomes common. And when this is there, depression sets in, anxiety sets in. So depression is all about not doing what you really want to do for yourself. And if you keep telling
Mhm.
harsh and harmful words to yourself, depression is becomes your best friend. So it's very, very important to keep our mind stable. And that can happen only when we are aware and only when we bring our awareness to how we want to be. And that can come in only when you think of what value can I provide.
Okay. Ma'am, so this is something I always tell the people in my tribe that chase purpose and chase power, because when you have purpose, you will the what do you call, the scrolling will subside, and it gives you a newfound energy to your body and your system. So, ma'am, do you think there is any correlation between having a purpose in life and about the psyche and the mind? Is there any connection to it?
Absolutely. We are here to live a purposeful and resourceful life. Otherwise, what is the point? We come here, of course, many of us go through a lot of circumstances, difficult circumstances. Some people may be suffering with fear of judgment. So, the one thing that they have to remember is how much of a time does the other person have to give to keep judging about them always? And
Okay.
if it is the fear of being different, we should remember that we are all unique, yet we are all the same. We all belong. So, first thing is to start analyzing what is it that we need to correct and start addressing each of them one by one and start building the life that we want. So many times we have so many emotional pains we go through as human beings. It is natural. So who do we want to make the king in our head? The emotional pain. So if we are hiding behind emotional pains and making that big, then we will reach a dead end faster.
Hmm.
And if we are holding somebody else responsible for our failure, also, we will reach our dead end faster.
So blaming others.
Yes, they did their actions because that's what they knew. But what is it that you want to be? And sometimes it will happen even in the very closest circle. You should remember that you came through your parents, but you belong to the universe.
Wow, that's a nice saying.
So you should be doing what you want to do and how you can contribute to this one life and make it meaningful and worthwhile.
Ma'am, and next I would like to ask you, what role does your environment play in your development, or if you're a scroller, or if what role does it play? Does it really play a role for you to either get off scrolling and become a productive person, or can it even play a negative role in putting you at a negative spiral, and it can even make you more sad, more depressed, and scroll more probably? Does it play a role?
See, one thing is it all begins with you. Your environment is secondary. If you
Okay.
decide, I want to live this life, come what may, even in difficult environments, you will still, prosper.
Hmm.
There have been many people, many, successful people who have had very difficult circumstances, yet their only focus was how can I provide value? How can I be useful to the society while I benefit as well as others benefit? That is all they had in their mind and they worked towards it. So it is
So
not
the
environment, it is how you decide you want to be.
so it's in the mind basically more than environment.
Yes. So if at all it is not conducive, you have to take action to shift from there. Sometimes it's difficult to shift also, but it is important to not let it in. So you have to cut it here.
Hmm.
So the moment those things are coming here, you either learn to cut it or you learn to handle it.
That's nice. Ma'am, so now I would like to ask you more of a practical question since we have come here. So let's say I am a university student or college student. I go to college, but I am unfortunately my screen time is around 6 hours or 7 hours a day. Even in college, I see all of these boards, the smart boards that they project onto me. That's many hours of screen time. And after I come home, also, I scroll on Instagram for a long time. Probably even night also. If I'm supposed to sleep by 10, I end up scrolling until 12 or 1 in the morning. And for a person like that, ma'am, what practical tips or what steps can that person take starting today to come out of this spiral, and how they can lead a positive life free from all of these distractions?
Like I said earlier, set a time for the scrolling time that you have. And the second important thing to do is it may be impossible to unscroll, but it is important to find out what is productive scrolling. What are you consuming? So if you can identify those few things that you really want to follow on, then you can compartmentalize it, use it only at those times where you are free. So that means
Hmm.
it's important to also set up a timetable. This time to this time is my this work, next is college, then is studies, then is this one, and that half an hour for scrolling. And even that
So
scrolling
it's
be productive,
conscious scrolling.
conscious scrolling. It should be productive. If at all you have somebody as an idol where whom you're following, you need to follow that person because you want to learn certain things from him. So even that has to be, timed. So if at all you do not cover within 1 hour and it is extending beyond that, you can always listen when you're driving or when you're going somewhere. Not when you are driving physically, but when you're being chauffeured. You can always listen. So you have to decide and put the timetable your on or on your timeline by yourself. You should not get into unproductive scrolling and make sure that you put all the productive parts in the first part of the day because you're fresh in the first part of the day. So even in the beginning itself, you're putting all the scrolling part, then your day again goes haywire. You won't be able to be productive and there'll be so many things that you will lose out on.
Yeah.
So setting a timetable always works. And also productive scrolling is very important. So this is something that one can bear in mind.
Yes, ma'am. So I want you to break down what is self-image and how does this self-image play a role in our subconscious minds, and how can we create a better self-image for ourselves so we can have a better future or make better habits and take better decisions according to that. You can start by explaining what is our self-image and tell us how we can harness the power of our self-image.
So it is very important to first understand our current state that we are in. So for that, it is important to answer these questions like who am I? Where am I? What am I doing with my life? With whom am I? So when we answer these questions, we have to be honest about who exactly we are. It's not just that, I'm so and so, I'm studying this. It's not just about it. It is also about who you are and what qualities you have, what skills you have. And regarding the qualities, you have to be honest about what are those that are holding you back also. For example, some people may be holding on to self doubt. If you're doubting yourself, you have to be honest about it. Oh, I struggle with self doubt. And if there's confidence issues, be honest about it. So write down all of this and also write this fact. Where are you in your life right now? And what are you doing with your life? With whom are you? So it is all important to see the surroundings and how we are going about with our life also. So once all of these questions are answered, the second thing is also to recognize what are the skill sets that we need to acquire. And for acquiring those skill sets, whom should I approach? Who's going to be my ideal mentor or the guide who can help me with regard to this? So it's important to course correct certain things also. So you can't just leave other things like self doubt, self unworthiness, or something like that to linger in you. It's important to work on those.
Mm.
So all this comes by how you wire your mind. You start telling better things to yourself in the mind. And the easiest way to do it is also to see what value did I provide today. If at all you have provided some value today, then appreciate and praise yourself. Validate yourself because it is important to build your self image. So every day when you do small actions which brings value to you as well as others, your image builds automatically. And most of all, it is important to uh, identify what direction you have to take. So everything has to go in a step by step, and it should be clear. And when you do it, sometimes there may be a feeling of overwhelm. Oh my goodness, there's so much to do.
Yeah. Overwhelming.
Yes. So it is important to start telling yourself, it is okay, I can do it. I will take it step by step and I will do it. So for this also, like I spoke earlier, it is important to have some kind of compartmentalization. How are you going to divide your day? What all will you put on your timeline in the day? And it is important to set those goals according to the timeline also. Within this much of time, I should be able to complete this. If at all you're not able to complete this, then you're also, it's very important to introspect. Where am I having the time leak?
Why it's not happening?
Yes, why it is not happening. And if it is just going in all this addictions, then you have to put a plug to it, say no to that, and start concentrating on how exactly you want to build your life.
Ma'am, so since you're a mind coach,
Mhm.
I wanted to ask you, so if a person wants to, say in the future, he wants to become a millionaire or something like that, he has a vague dream. So is there something called as manifestation, and is it true? Or is it just a superstition, or is it these kinds of things? You put an action to your timeline and you just work towards it, like just do the work and don't expect the result. Or what is your take on that? Is what how can we manifest, or what is it?
See, one thing is I'm not a manifestation coach to comment on this. So one thing I can
Okay.
tell you is when you focus on something and start working towards it, things start falling in place for you. So as a simple thing, I can just tell you this: focus, concentrate, and start giving your best. That is all I can tell you. So work on your mindset and self-image, and everything else will fall in place. If at all we do not approach our life with enthusiasm, then that is what you will get. You will not get enthusiasm back. You will not get good results back. So these are the things that
Okay.
we have to keep in mind. So in fact, what I can tell you as a mindset coach is to have the right mindset to achieve what you want to achieve and raise a sharp focus on what you're doing. Showing up for yourself is absolutely important every single day. That is important.
Ma'am, so s- I would like to ask you, why does a person have to, or like he needs to connect with nature, and what is the significance of it on our mind and our body?
One thing is, I normally recommend sun gazing to my clients because it is important. It will adjust the melatonin levels in the body and it will also give you good sleep. Main thing is sun itself heals the body. So, and all this anxiety and stress levels also come down when we gaze the sun. And sun is um, even if you can just chant om while gazing the sun in the mind, also it's very powerful because om is the primordial sound. And if you can chant gayatri also, it is very good because gayatri comes along with the sun and she's made up of all the five elements. Again, we are made up of all the five elements. And chanting the Gayatri also brings in the light within us. She's the one who is spreading light to all the three worlds, all the gods and goddesses. And you are asking her to give the same light within you. So when you do it with intention, of course, this sun energy itself will give you a lot of healing. So it's very important to make use of the nature and spend some time in nature. And also sitting on the ground or walking barefoot on the ground is very important. You can sit on the grass or you can walk on the grass or on mud barefoot just to get the benefits of the grounding energy that comes from the earth. And earth is a beautiful, she's like a Devi and she gives us all the healing that we require. So if you can just connect to the earth also, it's great. Just sitting on the ground and not doing anything. Just concentrate on, close your eyes and just concentrate on the vibe that you get just because you're sitting on the ground. So this is also very important. When we do this, our health gets okay and we're able to concentrate better. It is because we are choosing to be in the present at that point of time. So when you're concentrating on all of these things, your focus and level of concentration also increases. So these are some things that consciously one can do by, and also playing in the water or going, walking in the streams or just listening to the voice of the stream. Sometimes if you're not in that is also very refreshing.
Mhm.
Voice of nature. So many times just when you sit in front of your house or wherever on the terrace or on the ground and just close your eyes also, you will be able to hear to the chirping of so many birds. This itself is good music. So starting the day with this good music is also very refreshing and it will set the right tone and the right note for the day also. So this is something that I recommend to my clients so that their health is taken care of and also their focus and concentration throughout the day stays better and the energy level energies there'll be a surge in the energy also. Yeah.
Ma'am, so we all know that, I'm not sure everyone knows, but in the body we have two types. One is parasympathetic and a sympathetic response of our body. So when we scroll, I believe sympathetic system of our body is activated. Do you think this overloads our body because of a lot of not relaxing and a lot of stimulus from the social media and screens? How does that affect our sympathetic system? And how do we harness and how do we activate parasympathetic system to calm ourselves and relax our body so we can heal or we can just rejuvenate from all of that attack?
Like I said, spend time in nature than on the screen. That's the best way to go about, and connect with people because they are real. They are not screens. So making right connections in your life also is very important. Start connecting with people because we are all social beings, like I told you, and connection is very important. The moment we start losing connection, then even our mental health starts deteriorating. In fact, in the
Hmm.
times, the harshest punishment that a king would give to the subject was to banish somebody from the kingdom. so that he
Yeah.
does not have any social connectivity. So it's important to connect socially, and it is important to connect with real people who will align with your thoughts also. Sometimes people will be there around you who may not align. It's okay. Accept them as they are. But it is also important to build that particular social network where you will have people who will align with your thoughts. So start getting real. That's all I can tell you. Just start getting real and start focusing on meditation, start focusing on connecting with nature and connecting with people.
Ma'am, so another question I would like to ask you is, uh, since we have started a community called the Focuser, people now are taking, they are with people who are on the same journey, and they're yearning towards a similar goal. To a person who hasn't like, who's trying to overcome this alone, could you please tell them the like real importance, or the real, what do you say, the power of staying in a community? Since you already answered, the the king's harshest punishment was banishment. So could you highlight a few more stuff on the power of aligning with the community who's on the same journey?
See, there's one important line to remember: your tribe defines your vibe. So the vibe that you are in will define how ultimately how your life is also going to be. So if you're going along with the same set of people who are focused on, creating their life the way that they want, and you're constantly speaking to each other and you're supporting each other in the journeys, naturally you will have the urge and the drive to achieve things much more at a much more better level. So it is important for your own, self transformative journey also. So many times there'll be so many things that you will have to transform. You will learn from the tribe because each one will be going through different things, and they will also be expressing different things from their point of view. So it's a huge learning which one can have because they can be in a community. So it's important to hook on to communities or the tribes or the set of people who can help you to transform and progress in your life than with people who will pull you down.
Yes, that was beautiful. And I myself have noticed that in the tribe, if a person is doing a mistake, you can see that, okay, he's doing this, and you can analyze and avoid the mistake in your own life and learn in live example, or even help the other person. And I
Uh,
feel like being in a tribe or being in a community is one of the best things that has happened to me as well.
yeah.
And yes, ma'am. So I think that would be the questions for today. And I love this conversation. What about you?
Thank you so much. It was really nice being here on this platform, Yashas, and I am grateful for you thought that I would be the right fit for this, and I hope I have provided value. Thank you again.
Yes, ma'am. And before we can close, can you sign off with a mantra or a chant?
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. May Devi and Shiva be with you always. I wish you all the best. All the viewers who are watching this, make sure that you live your life to the optimal levels. And in your journey, may the grace of God be with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Suchita Ma'am, for gracing me and my audience and my team with your energy and with your podcast. I'm forever grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.